So I made my content. Now what? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today, still in Grants Pass, but I'm coming to you from my car. Why? Because I was looking for that darn piece of mail that we were going to talk about today. I thought it was at one place. It turned out it was at another, and I'm looking all over for it. Can't find it. I know where it's at, though, now, because process of elimination. But today we're not going to talk about that piece of mail. Okay? Today we're going to talk about something else, and tomorrow we're going to talk about the piece of mail. Today we're going to discuss content and how it fits. How it fits into any format that you put it into. Because all of us have a favorite way of delivering content. If you're doing any type of content marketing, and if you're not, you ought to be. Go and check out my other videos that have to do with content marketing. It's good stuff. But content marketing is something you should be taking advantage of. It's free to do. It's available to everybody. And you ought to be out there in some way. And there's three main ways that I would say online that you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing one of these three at least. You're going to be either writing something, or you're going to be putting your voice out there, or you're going to be doing video like I'm doing right now, which includes voice, but also the video end of things. So once you made your content, now what do you do with it? What's the point next? And I want to talk about the point of repurposing content. This is a term, I don't know who came up with this term when it comes to content marketing, but it's absolutely what you should be doing is repurposing your content. I'll give you an example. Today, I just noticed that somebody that I had friended, this is a speaker who I saw, had to have been probably 4 or 5 years ago. I saw this speaker speak live. I went online, I saw that a bunch of my friends were friends with this speaker. I'm going to be friends with him too, because I got to meet him and everything. So I went, friended him on Facebook. And he's not the youngest person in the world, so maybe he doesn't use his Facebook that often. Well, he never friended me, and he never, ignored it or anything. It just never got friended, and so I just kind of left it. And I'm going, well, maybe he doesn't remember me, anything. It's not that big a deal. But what happens is, out of nowhere today, he friends me back. So now I have access to a whole lot of stuff that he's putting out there that I didn't have access to before. So I'm going through and I'm looking at his materials that he's put out there, and he had a blog post, and it's written out, and it's a good sized blog post. And I'm like, I really wish that this is a guy who's very energetic. He's got a lot to say. He's got a great voice and a great presentation style. I wish this was in video. I wish this was in audio. I wish I could hear his voice saying this, because it means more. Everyone likes getting media the way they like getting it. I like getting a lot of audio. I also don't mind video, depending on what the presentation is. So that's a great example of a situation where I really like getting my media through my ears and my eyes. I really do. As opposed to having to read it, I would prefer listening to it. Here's another example. This is a older book. It's called How to Make Maximum Money in Minimum Time, by a guy named Gary Halbert. Gary Halbert's a famous marketer, copywriter, and he had a number of newsletters, physical newsletters that he sent out for years back in the 80s and 90s. And he took this book. This book is nothing more than a bunch of articles that he wrote for his newsletters. And all he did was add them all together, bound them up. He's got a book. It's repurposing, taking one media, turning it into another form of media. Now, this is taking print and turning it into print. I understand that. But he's taking something that is considered a newsletter. People think of a newsletter differently than they think of a book. But all this is different chapters in a book. He adds a little bit of an intro saying this was originally put in my newsletters. Hope you find it useful. These are some of the top ones that I've enjoyed. And I'm going to talk more about his ideas in the future, because it's great stuff. Gary Halbert. But That's a form of repurposing. So you could do it within the same media, you could do it outside of that media. So for example, here I have a video. We take this video, Sean Douglas, our producer, takes this video, he takes the audio from it and puts it out there in podcast form. So if you go and look for Brian J. Pombo Live in your favorite podcast provider, either Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any of these places, you'll find all these episodes in audio form. If you're watching this, then you're possibly watching it on Facebook, you could be watching it on YouTube, you could be watching it on LinkedIn or Instagram, all the different places that we have the video available. And then we have it transcribed. We take it to temi.com, which is a great transcription service owned by Rev, if you may be familiar with them. And they transcribe this. We can then take that. What that does is it just takes what I'm saying and puts it into words. We take those words, put it on a blog post. Now we have a blog post. If I were to take enough of those blog posts, toss them all together, I have a book. You see, repurposing, do the content once, have it repurposed over and over again, and you're getting more use out of it. You're expanding your audience because not everybody likes taking in content the same way. Hopefully some of these ideas were useful to you. If you found it useful, if you'd like to get someone on your team like me to be able to help you out to expand your business, take it where you want it to go, go to dreambizchat.com. At dreambizchat.com, I play almost primarily to business owners and executives, people running businesses that are in the self-reliance field. So if you have products and services that help people to become more self-reliant, go and check out dreambizchat.com. I've got a 8.5-minute video that you could watch. You don't have to add your email, nothing else. It's right there on the front page. Go and watch that video and tell me what you think. I have an application if you're interested in talking with me. We could set up a time to chat. Otherwise, if you're in any other industry, go to brianjpombo.com and click on the appropriate link. Tomorrow, I've got a piece of mail. It's not really that important, but it's a point that I wanted to make. It's a piece of mail, piece of junk mail that I got that I want to be able to talk with you about. So tomorrow we're going to talk about that and how it can help you in your business. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.